Good evening and welcome to LUTV's coverage of tonight's FA Youth Cup tie. It is Norwich City's under-18s versus Leeds United, the game from Carrow Road. It is the first game for both in the competition this season, entering the tournament in the third round. Fingers crossed for a Leeds United progression, where waiting is Brighton away in the next leg. So we hope for a good night at the office, as Norwich team is named as Greg Khan's side as Anson, Pinyun, Simbe, Doy, Reneke, Jeje, Chilvers, Breaking, Mundell, Smith, Forsyth, Miles. It's then Bullen, Seeley, Ofori, Manchu, Daly, Cater and Owen. And as for Rob Etherington's under-18s Leeds United team, it's Mahady, Richards, Bird, Chadwick, Toulson, Cresswell, McFadden, Crew, Wilson, Brown and McDonald. Rob Etherington subs: Granger, Billett, Firth, Pickles, Lane, Redder and Peary. Delighted to be joined tonight by Eddie White, sat alongside me, a player that's played in this competition for our great club, and a man that sat alongside me after recent retirement. Eddie, thank you again for joining us. Good evening. How is retirement treating you?
Very well, thanks Tom, and thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, in terms of retirement, not too bad, thank you. Keeping myself busy, and yeah, hopefully a bit more commentary on games like tonight. So really looking forward to this game.
Yeah, it is a competition that we were discussing. We're both at a very similar age. It's quite a long time ago you played in this. I don't want to make you feel old as well as myself, but what are your memories of playing of this while we wait for the two teams to get ready for kick-off?
My best memory, or probably worst memory actually, is we got beat to, I think it was Liverpool 2-1 at home. Got knocked out, I think it was probably the fourth round, I reckon. And then I can't remember, it might have been Oadby Town before that, where we beat them away. But in terms of the year after, I think I was actually involved in a first team game where we got beat to Crew Alex, potentially 1-0, so I wasn't involved. Either that or I'm blocking out my memory because it was that bad.
But it is, I mean, we look at this competition, it is very prestigious, isn't it, to British clubs, to English clubs. You know, if you've played in this, if you've won this, it's something you can be certainly proud of on your CV.
Oh, for sure, you know, it sets players up for a great career, and it's an amazing achievement if you can do it. You know, loads of fantastic players among the years have gone and won this competition, and you know, hopefully this year it could be in turn of the Whites.
Yeah, fingers crossed that will be the case as we wait for young striker Marley Wilson to get himself set. He has been in fine form of late. He scored 9 in 6 and 1 assist, and got a couple of goals, got a hat-trick last time out. He got a goal when these two teams met just a few weeks ago at the end of November. That was a 3-3 draw. Wilson, Gray and Chambers getting themselves on the score sheet, and right from the very start, Leeds trying to assert themselves with the goalkeeper Rory Mahady right between the two centre-backs, trying to force the advantage. McFadden sets off too early, the number 7 just straying offside. Been in the under-18 set up for a while now, has played slightly higher, one of I guess the more experienced members of this very young group. We have several under-16s players on the bench, and I mean, it's from an experience, you know, players at our club AD have played in stadiums, but you know, to play at Youth Cup, to play at an actual official championship ground, just adds a little sweetener to the deal as well. It
does for these lads out there tonight. It's probably a pinnacle of their season. It's the game you really look forward to. It's the competition that you want to progress in more than any. So these lads will be dying to get off to a good start. I think this is the third round and the first game for the boys out tonight. So you know, they'll be really looking forward to it, and they'll be wanting to impress. You know, it can set them up on and make their statement, and you know, they'll like I say, really wanting to impress. And if Farker's watching, you know, make a statement for the manager. Yeah,
of course, across all groups, 21s as well, to try and show potential for the future. This Friday night tie on the lights at Carrow Road, and familiarity is not an issue with the fact, as we say, they played each other a couple of weeks ago. No real action to speak of inside the first couple of minutes. Leeds had tried to assert themselves from the back. That looked like it was a handball, and it was the number 5, which is skipper Daniel Toulson. Just touched tight, Eddie, maybe a touch too tight, and that is why he maybe just flinched a little bit as the ball came past him.
Yeah, potentially. He's I think the winger's just been a little bit clever, to be honest. Toulson's gone very, very tight, and he's just flicked it up and outstretched arm more than his arm trying to meet it. So yeah, refs made the right decision there, but in terms of the game so far, you know, it's a little bit scrappy, a little bit nervy. Both teams are trying to assert themselves.
Yeah, setting themselves there nicely was the number 6, Alfie Cresswell, with a commanding first touch to get it out of his feet and clear the danger. So we believe it's a 4-3-3 tonight, which could mix up in possession. The team pretty fluid, and the coaching staff well versed in what each player's strengths are after plenty of years together. Tulson rolls it across. He is the skipper this evening, and Mahady is quite happy to sit amongst the defenders as Leeds will pile forward down the left. A strong challenge into the feet of McDonald, who rides it, gets himself up off the deck to try and help out. A nutmeg attempt and Norwich will smother. It was Alfie Pinion that was getting in the way there, and Norwich can clear their lines as it's going to be played back out towards the left edge for Leeds. Crew played most of the year with the 21s with a ball like that. That's why into the edge of the area. Here is Wilson, point blank finish, and Leeds take the lead inside 3 minutes. Delightful layoff from McFadden, but it was all about the pass from Charlie Crew. Took out the 2 centre backs, and the 2 forwards did the rest. Norwich 0, Leeds United 1.
Phenomenal ball there from Charlie Crew. Great bit of quality. Nice bring down from Wilson. Showed composure inside the box and slotted away that there nicely. Or was it Wilson? No. Yes, it was. Lovely cut back there as well. Nice touch from McFadden. So yeah, great goal. Before that, Mahady played a lovely ball out to I think it was McDonald on the left-hand side as well. So two great bits of quality led to that goal there.
I mean, from our perspective, we're delighted by that pass. If you're a striker, that's a dream. If you're that centre half or your left back and Charlie Crew plays that, you're just not happy. Like, straight away, the minute it leaves his foot, I think they could all tell this is a really threatening ball. Yeah,
it's gone over the centre half's head. Left back's too far out the game to cover round. It's a killer pass. There's absolutely nothing he could do about it. And Wilson's shown great composure to put that in the bottom corner. So amazing start by the lads. Hopefully that can continue. Now they've just got to show a little bit of composure, kill the game off a little bit, and not get too giddy, go all guns blazing. Just like I say, show wise heads on young shoulders.
Yeah, Mahady across the defence to Tulson, who will stride out confidently from centre back. Receiving it was the number 4, which is Chadwick. Chadwick had to have a quick glance over his shoulder to see the pressurising midfielder in the Norwich colours. Both teams have got a bit of confidence about them after 6-1 victories in their last games. Leeds beat Derby 6-1. Wally Wilson on hand there with that hat-trick. Brighton beaten 6-1 by Norwich. So
what's the chances of that, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm
coming into the game.
You look into the research earlier today, looking at the stats, the previous 5-6 games, and then both suffering certain defeats. Leeds lost 6-0 a few weeks back. Villa beat Norwich 7-0. So almost very similar form, but then to have 2 6-1 wins, as you say, Eddie, is rather unheard of, and you would like to think it's going to make for a great game for us, for an exciting one. We hope the attack is only coming one way. So far that has been the case. Norwich have just been a little bit penned in, but because they beat that team 6-1, because they got 3 goals against Leeds, they'll be confident when they get their chance. Maybe not here though, as they've got defending to do. On the charge was Leighton Brown, but he just run into traffic. But 6 minutes in, Rob Worthington, Eddie, probably can't be any happier with what he's been seeing here.
Started on the front foot, they've been after them, they've pressed high. When they've lost the ball, they've gone straight into another counter press, regained high up the pitch, and like you say, penned Norwich in. So an amazing start. Just now gaining composure on the ball, making sure, like I said, we're building up nice and slowly. And hopefully when we get into that final third, then we see a little bit of creativity and a little bit more quality, like we've just seen from that ball from Charlie Crew.
Down the left edge and on rushing number 3 is Coburn Bird. He's putting the pressure on, and Norwich clear quite convincingly, only towards halfway. The centre forward is certainly the stronger of the 2 up front, Errol Mundell-Smith, but on that occasion well dealt with by Alfie Cresswell.
Yeah,
he's had the better of the Leeds defence a couple of times, but then Cresswell, he just watched the ball come and just stood off perfectly.
Yeah, we had a very high press there. Our centre half was stood on the halfway line. Cresswell's got touch tight to him. He's got nowhere to go. Just used his body smart, and the Norwich striker, like I said, had nowhere to turn, and he's just used his body and let the ball come onto him.
Tulson prods it into Crew, who can just quite simply glide across the midfield, looking around the park for an option. As I say, he's played 75% of this 21s campaign for Leeds, so still eligible. We say that most weeks, how on those games where he can get frustrated, the fact he can drop into the 18s shows you how much he's come on and how much excitement there is around the number 8 for Leeds United. Down the left this time with McDonald. Dribbling run, put his head down. That's twice he's done that now. Inside the first 7.5 minutes, he's won Leeds a set piece.
Yeah, lovely to see. Great positivity. Wants to get the ball, drive at people, make things happen, and he's committed a defender who's had to make a challenge, gone out for a Leeds corner. So yeah, great positive play, and who knows what's going to come of this now. A little bit of quality into the box, and hopefully 2-0. We'll see.
Yeah, fingers crossed Aidy's prediction comes true. Bird is the one just a little bit short of an option, but as every time I say that, he's making his way across towards the middle of the park, and a near post effort. A bit ambitious from Brown. It was certainly probably a planned routine for them to go near post, but just didn't get the angle. The Norwich defenders were well versed in what was coming, as well as they are on that occasion turning it round the side door to keep the play alive. Putting the pressure on right from the very off. I mean, Aidy said it a few seconds ago about the high press, and it was even more relentless here as Norwich will come forward with Forsyth wide towards the left hand side. Only the one in the middle is Mundell Smith for Norwich. He's covering across, Crew sitting as deep as he possibly can to help out in midfield. Chadwick alongside him, and defensively a ball right across the face. Chadwick was stretching, Tulson couldn't cover it either. And that is a little warning sign. Leeds, I don't think, were fully set, Aidy, especially the two centre-backs, and that wasn't a bad ball in at all.
Yeah, just that is the thing with pressing on such high intensity in their half. We just need to be careful not to overexpose ourselves like we did there, get caught on the counter-attack. And then it was a really, really nice ball from the left winger of Norwich there. Fortunately, we had about 3 or 4 bodies back in the box. They only had one, and we just managed to see it through. But yeah, just like you say, a little bit of a warning shot, so not to get carried away and not to overexpose ourselves.
Norwich with Forsyth once again. He's got 3 for company. Pressure from Brown, relatively intense. Wilson hasn't touched the ball since the goal, and I don't think he'll really care if he continues with a night like that. Every time he touches it, it goes in. I think he'd enjoy himself at centre forward. He nearly gets to the ball. But as I say, a man in form before in this game, 9 in 6, make it 10 in 7. And that finish,
it's clinical.
We'll go back to it. It was a confident finish, wasn't it? I know we say, sometimes when a player's struggling for confidence, if the ball can hit them, it can just tap in off them. That was a player that knew exactly what he wanted to do before it even reached him.
Yeah, by all means. Even the sort of way he carries himself on the pitch, he's got a good build. Almost like he's got, like you say, that vein of confidence. You can see it in just the way he's moving on the pitch. He's in great form, and as the ball unfortunately the ball didn't get to him there, but Leeds will be dying to get him on the ball, get him in the box and show what he can do.
Yeah, Bird's got the ball and could carry it out towards the left. It's picked out McDonald. Centre was Crew. Crew will try and shimmy, does so. Back into McDonald. Leeds working in close quarters, trickery as well to add to that, and McDonald keeping it as close to his feet as he can, whips it in. Wilson was ready to strike, the defender gets there first, and some good play that from Leeds. Referee will give the free kick. Looks a tad soft. Joshua Richards adjudged to have pulled the player, but for our listeners can't see Aidy sat alongside me, bit of excitement at your body language there, because I think like all of us, Wilson primed to strike, left foot. I think there was only one way that was going, wasn't it? Had it got to him. Yeah,
like I said earlier, he's got that build where it looks like he could probably roll defenders. So if the supply's right into him and the vein of form that he's in, he's, like I say, he's oozing confidence. So get the ball to him and hopefully he can cause some more damage. It's just peeling off the shoulder that he's, unfortunately, it'd have been in there if, I'm not quite sure who that was, just take an extra touch and just had his head up. Wilson was in. Norwich were just playing a sort of a bit of a dodgy line, to be honest with you. So
yeah, just looking back at that pass, I think it looked like there was several options, weren't there? I think if we could have freezed it, looked at 2 midfield options to your right. I think you've hit the nail on the head though. The midfielder, I think it was Chadwick, has looked forward and seen this line is all over the place. This has got to go early. Yeah. His execution was just a little bit off.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Norwich can come again. They overhit the pass, and we'll take that all night long. It's looking out for the left wing, but 12 gone, still 0-1.
Yeah, happy days. You can kind of see what Norwich are doing. I think they're expecting us to press on the front foot and just try to catch us early, almost because we're pressing so high with our fullbacks as well. They're just kind of playing the ball, longer balls between our centre halves and fullbacks, just try to get in via that method. Their quality hasn't been fantastic just yet. Like I say, we just need to be careful of that and more than anything, just be aware. But I'm pretty pleased with how we started. We've gained control of the match so far. and we look like we're the dominant team.
Tilson puts himself and the team under pressure with a crossfield ball from defence. Norwich gather straight away. I've got time to take a touch or two with Doy at centre half. The skipper rolls it across towards Reneke. Forced the error though. Rob Etherington, the manager, straight away getting his players back on the ball into the middle of the park, and a crossfield pass picks out McDonald. He's been one of the main assets for Leeds out wide to try and gather a bit of width and a bit of momentum. His ball in doesn't reach Wilson. It will reach Brown though, and Brown, albeit though in a good position, just a heavy touch. Bird pounced on a heavy touch from a Norwich player, and I was teaching AD about Ben Parker's love for left backs. You were quick to praise our current left back, and rightly so. I mean,
yeah, left back club.
He didn't overcommit. He kept his foot down. He won it. He was brave. But had he not, made that challenge, Leeds wouldn't have got the ball forward in an attacking position. No,
like I said earlier, we're being brave. Both fullbacks, both Richards and Bird, are pushing really high on the press. Like I said, potentially even us a little bit exposed, but it's working so far. We're catching them in their half, regaining possession, and then pinning them in. So it's aggressive and a style of play that suits us, and I guess it's the Leeds United way currently. And with game plan's gone to a T so far. Great ball. Oh
yeah, big chance, delightful ball in, as you say, AD, in a 6-yard box line which Leeds exploited, and despite the fact that the centre backs were taller than him, Leighton Brown managed to squeeze his way into a gap, and he's almost got that. If you've not watched the 18s or you've not had the chance, you don't have to watch for long inside the first 15 to realise that he likes to pick up the free space, dive on the loose pass, and he's a bit of a nuisance really. If you look at Norwich's perspective, Leeds of course try to bring him in the game, and there's 4-3-3s. It's almost like a 4-2-1, isn't it, in the midfield? You've got Crew and Chadwick sitting. Yep. That's allowing Brown to go float about and do whatever he wants, which so far has helped lead his cause. Crew again is the first receiver from deep, and that isn't a surprise considering his experience with the 21s. He maybe forced the pass there. He did try and go win it back, so now Leeds, including Crew and Chadwick, will make their way defensively back to their own box, and that is because they've got work to do here to stop Mundell-Smith from getting away from that corner flag, while that they do put him under pressure. Norwich still have the ball. Leeds not goal side, under pressure as they work it to the edge of the D, but Bird gets it back, and now a very convincing clearance from Mahady. And we expect this. The Youth Cup, as we said, the game 3-3 a few weeks ago. Norwich are just slowly gathering a little bit of confidence. It's a bit untidy, AD, at the edge of Leeds' box, but you can't say that they've not come back into it.
No, I think we've just got to be careful. We're playing balls, square, diagonal balls. Some have come off really well, but others, when we've lacked that little bit of extra quality, they've just been cut out, and Norwich are then looking on the counter-attack. It seems like that's their plan, almost like let us try play passes that don't necessarily come off and then break off of that. So we just need to be, like I said, be aware of that. But I don't mind them trying the passes. We just need to get that execution bob on and not put ourselves at any unnecessary risk.
Leeds keeping it nice and tight down the touchline. The Norwich player in question is adamant it stayed in, and the linesman close by is of a different opinion, and it's a cross to Mahady in goal. He's maybe just been guilty the last few minutes of overplaying it. We're playing it a bit too quickly.
Just again there.
That's another example of it. It was quite steady and plodding really before Cresswell got it, but I mean Norwich's positioning midfield has just confused matters. They've won a free kick near the touchline, and it's important, is it, to not give them a foothold in the game. And I think if Leeds can cut out those errors, they'll build a nice platform. It's not as if they've started on the front foot, Norwich, and Leeds have penned them back. It's Leeds that started well. Yeah,
like you say, Tom, we've started very well. The only reason Norwich have got the last spell of 5 minutes is probably a little bit of, not sloppiness as such, just our eagerness to almost play out and be taking risks that probably don't need to be taken currently in the game. We're 1-0 up. We just need to be sensible, know when to run out with the ball, and like Cresswell just tried to overdo it, try beat a couple of men, and then Norwich try break from it. So it's just Not overexcitement. We'll just know how when to play, when not to play. But at this age, you get that. It's all a good experience for them.
Yeah, mistakes will be made tonight, as always, at this level. Tulsen.
Speaking of running out, that was lovely from Tulsen. Yeah, really good.
Really methodical and patient. He just took the space that Norwich provided him. Bird's done the same. He wanted an overlapping option. Albeit it's not an overlap, it's a further bit of width to the attack with McDonald, who again is showing that close control. He wanted a free kick. Referee's not going to give it. Crew set up the first goal with a crossfield ball. He'll do his best as he can to do the same. McFadden's dispossessed, but Norwich deal with it. But again, that was a bit more patient, nice and steady. You know, the attack from McDonald wasn't on, so they went backwards and kept hold of possession. Crew stretching it. They'll do well to get him involved in those areas.
Yeah, Charlie Crew's just almost playing as a quarterback almost in American football style, just getting the ball and spraying it wide, spraying diagonals, and he's looking like he's showing his quality out there tonight, and he'll be enjoying himself. If we can get him on the ball and he can play those quality passes and dictate the play, our forward players are Wilson, McDonald's, Browns will really enjoy that.
Yeah, big kick out from the back, and Leeds have conceded a throw. Because large sections of Carrow Road not open tonight, so it'll be up to a fan to retrieve that ball that Mahady has just smashed across Norfolk, because Leeds defensively move as a unit towards that near corner flag once more, because Mundell Smith, as he has been for a couple of occasions, a bit of a nuisance, just towering frame. He's just pushed McFadden away. He clearly fancies the physical battle. Leeds, though, have only conceded a throw, so it could be worse. Intercepted by Chadwick. Important he got there. Referee, no need for a free kick. Lets the game flow. Chadwick can only play it into a Norwich shirt. That touch is heavy. That's allowed McDonald to pounce, and he will roll it to Bird again, who's got space to manoeuvre into. He's got the fitness to get there as well. Now he tries to go across the box to Wilson, out towards Brown. Maybe had two thoughts in his mind, to hit it or to control it, and he just trod on the toes as a result. And football, fine margins. Once you've got that indecision, very difficult to correct it.
It is a split seconds decision. He's lined up to almost volley it, and in hindsight it'd probably been better going for goal. He's not done that, and he's gone to take it down with his knee, and like you said, caught in two minds, and just a bit of indecision there. But like I say, these things happen. That's got to be a foul.
Yeah, Norwich in the back of Tulsen again. Mundell Smith just mentioned the fact he likes to put himself about, and again he's just standing in the way of the goalkeeper. A player that will clearly try and rile Leeds up. Tulsen did well to get across in time, but I think if the defenders, AD, inside the first 20 minutes have not sussed out what the number 9 is going to do, that challenge pretty much epitomised what he's all about.
Yeah, Mundell Smith just wants to put himself about, be a nuisance. Hasn't really got much of the ball to his feet yet. He's looking to run in behind, run in channels, use his body. Like I say, he's probably got quite a good frame on himself. Want to be riling up our two centre halves, but we've just got to control that, be aware of it, and know that that is his game. And like I say, 10-20 minutes in, we're by now you should have sussed that out, hopefully.
Yeah, Brown just patient for the time being, then he flicks it down the line to Wilson, who does have the pace to put them under pressure. Just not full throttle there. Brown was looking for him down the line. They just haven't connected that much in that final third, but they have the lead. That's the all-important bit for Rob Etherington, as the goalkeeper Anson switches it across the box towards skipper Alfie Doy, to the right back Pinion. Norwich go back, and no need for Leeds to panic, and when they've got from halfway in 3 passes to then turn back to the goalkeeper, just allows Leeds a breather.
Yeah, so far our shapes look pretty good. Good pressing again there from Bird. It seems like we're quite happy at certain periods to let them have the ball in their half. Once they play a square pass and we see an opportunity, we get on the press and get on the front foot, and Bird showed a really good example of that then.
Yeah, they've got a free kick. Crew are judged to have given away a free kick just on the edge of the centre circle for Norwich to again take it quickly, take it short, try to put Leeds under pressure. They've nearly done so with Tulsen, and a heart and mouth moment as the centre half was racing back, and I think a few of our viewers might have been thinking this was a spot of bother, but the defender actually made it look like this was all under control.
Yeah, I think that Tulsen's done very, very well there. He's read the game. for a minute there, I actually thought that he was Mundell Smith was in. Like I said a few minutes ago, he's looking to get in behind our two centre halves, but I think that Toulson's read the game, knows what he's about now, and he's dealt with that tremendously.
Yeah, ball into the near post, headed over the top from Norwich, and a corner which was met at the near post. Leeds will have to watch from that as the rest of the first half unfolds. It was Miles Bracking going for goal, and just looking at the goalkeeper for Leeds, Mahady, charging out of the hoardings to throw the ball back down. There is no sign of them trying to slow this. They want to pick up the pace. Over the top looking for McFadden, and it's clearly a desire from the team and the coaches to set the standard, set the tempo, but Wilson, I think, just trying to talk to the players behind him. It just isn't clicking as much as they would like. And again, there's no reason to panic. Early stages of a game, the lead is still ours. But it's been about 10 minutes. I think Leeds have put one good attack together.
Yeah, there's times to play that channel ball, to be fair. I don't think it's a bad ball, it's just misunderstood between the almost defence and attackers looking to get in behind. So it's just not necessarily lack of communication, just a lack of game understanding and understanding each other there. But like I say, things balls in behind that have got the place in the game. It's just knowing when to do it, and unfortunately we didn't work on quite the same wavelength there.
Norwich keeping this play alive. It's a risky pass. Crew gets there, stands on the ball and rides the challenge, and now can come forward. Wilson will take over. Correct decision. I think he was running out of room, Crew, and he in turn will just put a lid on things, keep it calm. And back to Toulson, Cresswell, and now Mahady, but over the halfway point of this first half. Rolled back into Mahady. Norwich have possession all the way back to the goalkeeper, Anson from Pinion. It's a game that's just starting to level out a little bit. Very little action, and I guess if you're a neutral, what you'd expect from two teams that drew 3-3 a few weeks ago in a cup game, you're basically scared to give an inch to the other side. With what's riding on the game, AD.
Yeah, for sure. It seems as though they've almost sussed each other out, know how each other are planning to play now. And it looked like maybe Norwich were a little bit nervy first 5-10. We came out on the front foot, got a great start, and then both teams have settled into the game now, and it's a little bit more even. I'd say maybe both teams just need to get that little bit of composure on the ball, relax, dictate a little bit more of the play, not necessarily go gung-ho straight away, gain more control, and then find creativity and get the players on the ball that can make a difference.
McDonald is one of those from the first 26 minutes of viewing. I'm sure plenty will agree. He carries it pretty well on the front foot, but for now, just a steady sort of keeping possession routine for Leeds, try to grow their confidence in that way. Maybe suss out Norwich defensively by making them leap out of defence. McFadden dummies the pass, waits for a better angle. A better angle instead is Chadwick. He looks further forward, in behind, the option over the top to Brown. And even further forward was Joseph Richards. But are you happy with that, Eddie? That was a bit more patient, wasn't it? Well thought out.
That's it. That's what I was just talking about. Just a little bit more patience on the ball, waiting for the right moment to come, and then show that little bit of quality. We did that. Richards initially went on a underlapping run, didn't get it, carried on his running behind, was spotted just slightly offside there. But I don't mind that. He's just a little bit unfortunate with his timing. A little bit of argy-bargy here as well. Oh, Wilson's just been booked.
Yeah, it looks like it's a bit of a needless argument. He's clearly, I think, just trying to get involved in the game in some way. Maybe he's left the boot in. Maybe. Wilson has just taken a step too far. And goalkeeper come across to try and disrupt it as well. I'd like to think he could avoid trouble for the rest of the game, but needless yellow cards are never good from a coach's perspective.
Early doors, 26 minutes. I'm not 100% sure what's gone on there, to be honest with you. We'll just watch on the replay. Let's have a little look. Just a late one. It's a late one. He's gone to block the ball, unfortunately, slightly late. I don't think there's necessarily malice in it. He's gone to block the ball down the line and just mistimed it.
But if you're the defender, you are wanting the card, aren't you?
Oh, 100%, yeah. You want any advantage you can get. Obviously, Wilson's on excellent form at the moment, so Norwich will be well aware of that, and they'll be wanting to do anything they can to upset him and use that against him. And now he's on the yellow, he just needs to be smart and make sure that he's not getting carried away and putting in unnecessary challenges or back talking.
Yeah, Crew gets there. That
Lovely.
I think it took a slight nick off the referee. Not sure if he felt it, but it seemed to zip in a different direction. It's a well worked idea out to the left wing. Bird charging forward. McDonald uses him as a decoy. Might have to go back to him. Back into Crew. Leeds got plenty of width about the play. Both fullbacks are high up the pitch. McFadden's out on the far side as well. Wilson try to back in and use that strength. It is out to McFadden. Options including McDonald at the far post. McFadden floats it towards there. Keeper comes out, takes an easy catch. Brown the closest to the ball. 28 minutes gone, and it is still Norwich 0, Leeds United 1. But the last couple of attacks have, I think what you've probably been trying to say is well thought through, rather than lacking a bit of ambition. Leeds were just rushing a few things. This time they try to be more patient. This time early ball in and it's blocked. But I guess you're just knocking on the door, aren't you? Asking questions, getting it back, keeping it simple.
Yeah, making sure we're playing in their half, which I've done for the last 5 minutes. We've created a couple of half chances, got a couple of balls in the box, not necessarily got anything on the end product side of things, but that's what we want to be doing, getting in their half, causing problems, play the game up there rather than in ours and chasing backwards towards our own goal.
Yeah, good feat indeed from Norwich, not once but twice, and they're piling forward, and it is the trickery of the number 11 Elliot Miles that's got them on the front foot, but he's just overrun it. Challenge from Joseph Richards and a few other midfielders getting involved. Chadwick as well stops the Norwich attack. It's Norwich 0, Leeds 1, and it's inside the first 30 minutes, with Leeds scoring inside the fourth. If you're just joining us here on LUTV, it was Wilson's strike which put them in a good commanding position. I don't think if it stays like this, Eddie, until half time, there's much reason to be annoyed, is there? I mean, I know Norwich here clearly feel that Leeds are delaying the game, but you just try to manage the situation.
Yeah.
If this stayed like it is, maybe a couple of half chances, I don't think Rob Etherington's too disappointed.
No, away from home, 1-0 up at half time, anybody's happy. I'd say we've been a dominant team without being overly assertive. I mean, the good thing is I think we can be better as well. There's room for improvement. Norwich haven't really caused too many problems. They've just tried to catch us on the counter-attack a couple of times, which mainly due to our mistakes, potentially, like just overrunning the ball again. It's just decision making, and it seems like Norwich are trying to use that for their advantage. So we just need to air of caution.
Yeah, Richards injects a bit of pace into this. Sadly, the pass from Brown was overhit. That was just what you want from a fullback getting forward. Had plenty of conviction and confidence. Like watching you, Eddie, charging forward, opposite flank, of course. But
brings back the good days, eh?
Yeah, I think Leeds have clearly looked at that. Both fullbacks are more than happy to get forward. I think we've seen it more from the left than the right, and good to see Richards getting involved there. It certainly adds an extra dimension to the attack, and it's part of the modern game, isn't it? It's not often now that a fullback stands on the halfway line and stays where he is. It's usually, depending on who you play for, one of the most important players on the pitch.
Yeah, modern day fullbacks, eh? Playmakers as well. I think we've both sides, both Richards and Bird, have been very front foot, not necessarily just in position, out of possession, going high in that press and regaining the ball, and they've both made really good starts to the game, and also on the offense as well. They've been going overlaps, underlaps, giving options from behind, so yeah, they've made really good starts, and we're on the counter here. Yeah,
big chance. McDonald running through. Norwich get to him. Wilson charges, gets the ball, trickery, power and strength. It'll fall to Bird. It might be there for him to hit it. It smacks into the ribcage of the Norwich defender, and the right option taken there by Bird. It's not often it's going to pop up like that. Not that many options across the box, and those that were there were blocked by Norwich defenders. Wilson again takes it away. Brown could have fed the ball through. Instead he goes wide to McFadden, just gets the ball caught underneath the feet. Had the option to maybe flick it into Richards. Now we're starting to see Leeds win the second ball pretty much in between the edge of the D and the halfway line for Norwich. Just the wrong decision, but
yeah, it seems as though Richards and I think it was McFadden almost are in the same position there. Potentially Richards just holds his run an extra second. McFadden receives the ball and then he can slip him in. They've made the same run at the same time, and then I think it's caught McFadden out. He doesn't know quite what to do. Caught in two minds, and neither there or here, and unfortunately just takes a bad touch.
Into midfield for Norwich. Out to the left flank, and in possession is Miles. Onto his stronger right foot, whips the ball towards goal. The first time I think we've seen Mahady panic it ever so slightly. He's climbing up off the deck now, and it had too much height on the ball, but we've seen a couple of glimpses of what the number 11 for Norwich can do. Earlier it was trickery, as you were saying, quick feet. I mean, he took 2 or 3 players out of the game. You can't afford to let him do that one more time. I think, he's clearly right-footed, cutting in.
Exactly.
And a danger player, perhaps more effective than number 9 in terms of front of goal.
From a fullback's point of view and a defensive point, it's always difficult playing with, say, inverted wingers against you. Right foot is playing on the left, etc. Everybody wants you to show them down the line. It's much more difficult than that, and the drifting side a lot easier. And unfortunately, there he managed to get his shot off. So yeah, it's certainly a player we just need to be aware of. We know what he wants to do now, so hopefully we can be smart enough and stop that.
Yeah, Brown, quick couple of passes with Crew, who gets to the borderline from McFadden. Turn from Crew into the area, just gets it underneath. His studs didn't have enough purchase on that pass, and a slip from McFadden, who's lost the boot. Crew will have to come across to help him out. Leeds in numbers regather. It's with Brown. Gutsy run from him. Options at the far post. Only one of them in McDonald. He just runs out of wriggle room, and it all got quite scrappy, even from Norwich's perspective, running into trouble. Wilson again pokes it away. Crew might even line up the shot. He does. Norwich clear only as far as midfield. Chadwick, though, misplaces his touch, and it is now Norwich's turn to counter-attack, but they've got bodies forward of Norwich. Leeds have got the few back. It's into the feet of Mundell-Smith. Tulson trying to force him away from goal. He shoots high and wide. But the game opening up a little bit, 35 minutes gone, 10 minutes left.
I was just about to say, before they went on the counter-attack, we our counter-press and transition, once they get the ball, we regain it immediately in their half. It's been brilliant. Again, we just need to be aware of their counter-attack. I thought that Daniel Tolson did really well defensively there, delayed him, made sure that he got bodies back, wasn't going to be left overexposed, done a one-on-one there, and smart play by Tolson.
Into Tolson again. Ball top to Wilson. McDonald might get to it as well. Just away from him. Overstretching ever so slightly. The offside flag, I think, was going to deny Leeds anyway, so we would have been a touch disappointed. But I was about to say beforehand, before it got even to a bit of a scrap on the edge of the box, the one thing you can notice, and the goals and the assists tell you anyway, but the last few times Wilson's just manhandled the defenders. The first touch has been class. There's every reason why they try to get it into him as early as possible. He is just making things happen. The form is in, and he's trying to do the exact same thing here, but he just seems to have that little bit of sharpness more than the Norwich defenders. He's trying to get inside. He needs to watch himself here. There's a bit of a coming together. Referee telling them to get up. That's what Adi was warning about as the ball's into Crew just over his left boot. But I think Wilson's trying to get a free kick, isn't he, by the Norwich player? But if he gets in those instances and things kick off, that card you mentioned earlier, the game plan's out the window if he's sent off. Yeah,
he's just got... It's unfortunate for him because he's just trying to run forward. The defenders just try to be clever and get him tangled up and go down to the floor and try to get him sent off. Thankfully the referee's been wise enough to acknowledge that that's what the Norwich player was trying to do. But yeah, he just needs to err on the side of caution, not get himself overly involved in that side of the game, because he's probably our main threat currently. He's strong, he's powerful, he's quick, he's clinical. So we need to keep him on the pitch. Physically, he looks miles ahead of potentially a lot of players on the pitch. So yeah, keep him on the pitch, give him the ball, and let him do some damage.
Yeah, back into the Norwich number 4, which is Alfie Doyle. Again, a reminder, if you are just joining us, of the goal Wilson scoring in that 4th minute after a delightful ball over the top from Crew, knocked down by McFadden and thumped into the bottom corner. Both teams have had a few half chances since then, but you haven't missed too much in the way of goal mouth action. Just a quick quick stat as well. Got to love the good omens when these things happen. Thanks to the stat from Angel Dalton. Many of you know him as LUFC Stats, who will always provide his knowledge when he can for us. The last time these two played in the FA Youth Cup, it was the semi-finals in 92-93. Leeds won 4-3 on aggregate before we then won the competition. So I don't want it to be 4-3. I just want it to be 2-0. Really boring, just steady away. But
no pressure, lads, eh?
Yeah, I'm saying as well. It's a long time since Leeds had success in this cup, and with this group we've got, it's always the extra motivation, as you say. The league's important. The big games against your rival clubs are important, but there is that touch of class about this trophy that they can win. And away from home in the first two fixtures tonight, and if they get through, it'll be Brighton. Things not exactly going their way with the draw, which seems to be a familiar theme. Leeds United, of course, FA Cup away draws might as well be a banker every single year. 7 minutes left of this first half. Norwich, I think, AD, just try to keep possession out there for a few minutes and just try and build themselves back into the game, because we've had a 5-minute shaky period for them. Great for us, but it's important for them to try and, again, assess where Leeds can be exposed, because we have seen a few fault lines here and there. Yeah,
they're trying to gain a foothold in the game, as you said. I don't think they quite know how to break us down. They keep trying to play that ball up to their striker, Mundell Smith, to try getting behind us. Doesn't really seem to be too effective. Our two centre-halves have read it quite well and dealt with it well. So they're just trying to keep possession, make sure that we're not causing them too many problems, and just quieten the game. I think they'd be quite happy to go in 1-0 down currently. And then they will just reassess from there. But nice feat again from Norwich's number 11. He looks like he's got a little bit of ability, so just be cautious.
Yeah, the ball into midfield. Norwich having the pop shot more than anything else, running out of room. The goal was in sight, so they hit it. And thankfully for us, there's a lot of action being seen behind Mahadi's goal, with the stand empty. Ball 3 times it's found its way over the crossbar.
Yep.
And we long may that continue.
Yeah, it seems their only option currently is shots from 25-30 yards out. So if you're Rob Everington, I think you're fairly happy with that, and every confidence in Mahadi to deal with those from that range, even if they are on target. So back four will be happy.
Yeah, Cresswell, Crew might win a free kick. Referee suggests it's a fair challenge, but Crew look round, certainly enough. That's a strong challenge down the back of the head. That looks a sore one. Fingers crossed that Joseph Richards is going to be okay. The Norwich player very quick to apologise, Kingston Simbe, who I think you could just see by the jolt of the head, can't you, of Richards. It's
a nasty one.
It's one of those where you're maybe a bit relaxed, not expecting it. They always look worse, and we can only hope that it looks worse than it did. But again, both yellow cards we've had tonight, AD, I don't think we can have any complaints either side.
No, ref's got his spot on there. Unfortunately, he was, like you said, probably not expecting it. Almost like a little bit of whiplash. Nice little flick on, and the Norwich defender Simbe's just arrived half a second too late and just clonked him straight in the back of the head. So yeah, it might be a sore one in the morning, that I'm afraid. Hopefully, the physio and doctor can assess him, make sure he's okay, give him time he needs, get on his feet, and return to play, fingers crossed.
Yeah, we can get a replay again of the goal while we wait for Richards to hopefully back on the field. And again, that moment of class and real conviction from the finish. And great from a striker's perspective to have that chance inside 5 minutes. You've done your warm-ups. You're just begging for a sight of goal. And it was almost like a on the half-term penalty. Pretty much on the spot, just a bobbling ball and well taken. Yeah. We mentioned it earlier about Crew's pass. The main thing, just to go back to that, is that Richards looks like he's going to be okay.
Good.
Inside the 5 minutes.
Yeah, if we can keep getting Charlie Crew on the ball and dictating those playing those balls behind the centre halves, in between the centre half and the full back, we're going to cause him all sorts of problems. With his quality on the ball, and Wilson's up top. That could be an effective game plan. I think if Norwich haven't sussed it out yet, they may do it at half time. They may have a reshuffle and we might have to reassess, but so far that seems to be working. Get Crew on the ball, let him spray things about, and get him behind their centre halves.
Misplaced pass from McDonald. He was trying to squeeze it down the middle of the park to Crew, and Norwich got the leg there. 42 minutes pretty much gone at Carrow Road, and still 0-1. And into midfield for Norwich. Sorry, Eddie, you were going to say something?
No, I'm just going to say I'm quite impressed with our shape, even though, we want to be on the front foot. Our current shape, we're letting them have it, play, dictate round the back for them. It's not really causing any problems. We're holding a nice shape and we're waiting for that pass where we can then press, counter transition, and we're being smart with our press. We're not just going chasing any loose ball. We're being very smart, holding our shape and waiting for the right moment to regain possession.
Which I think is first 10 minutes. You said we're a bit too eager with the press, weren't we? So they've just adjusted it a little bit.
Yep.
And it is that tiny adjustment that has certainly worked. Norwich haven't got in behind as much, have they, because of that as well?
No, but by all means, it gives the Norwich centre halves sort of more time on the ball, and our centre halves can just allow drop off, make sure we're covering our backs, no spacing behind us. Then keep that shape and just being sensible on when we do go. And when we do go, it has been very good with the press. I've been very impressed.
Ball forward from Leeds. Tulson stretching the play, gets there eventually to McFadden, who spins away. He's got an inside run from Richards, has to turn back for it. Crew in the area, so is Wilson. It will fall to Crew. Maybe Wilson's dangling leg put him off. Whatever happens, Norwich have managed to get it away, and it's another half chance that goes begging. Crew wins it back, has to be brave, gets there. Bird equally as brave as he flies in. Leeds working in really close quarters, but give the ball away. Chadwick gets in there. That is a shocking challenge.
Nice.
And that is a yellow card. Leeds' players are feeling as motivated as ever to let the Norwich player know. And the man in question is Gabriel Forsyth, that is going to be yellow carded. And he sheepishly gets up. I mean, he's going to be quite pumped up anyway, isn't he? Because he's been pushed and shoved. But I mean, what can you say? Is it as far as a red? I don't think. My personal opinion is no. But what about yourself?
Not if it's high, yes. I haven't been able to tell whether it was high. If it is high and it's above like sort of shin height, there by all means a red. But if it's low and he's just caught him maybe by the ankle, potentially not. I think, from a Leeds point of view, that was brilliant. The regain of possession, the pressing again, making sure that we are picking up those loose balls. We were probably 4 or 5 loose balls there that we were first at every time. And then I think Forsyth just got frustrated with that and thought, screw this, I'm going to take him out. And he's committed to it. And unfortunately, taking our player out. And he's just looking a bit gingerly at the moment there. But hopefully, we can get back to his feet. Oh, he is now.
I think it's Chadwick that's gone to ground. There will be some of our viewers that are looking at those socks and trying to spot the shin pads. I can't see them either. Having this debate with our fellow co-commentators the other couple of nights, Ben Parker and Ross McCormack, about the modern game now with the shin pads. And
what were they saying? There aren't any.
yeah. Sounding old school like myself.
I've seen all sorts of shin pads. I've seen shin pads that aren't shin pads that are like felt. Some players just don't want to use them at all. It's just uncomfortable. Most clubs, most players don't like training in shin pads, don't like wearing them. It's just not nice. So modern day players just want to go as minimal as possible, and everybody seems to wearing these Grealish socks as well.
It's the new look as McFadden crosses the ball in, nearly perfect to Cresswell, and that could have been fired home with a header. He just couldn't adjust his head in time, but what a great ball into the box that was.
Lovely. Millimetres, I reckon. Oh, bigger quiff if I got that, I reckon.
We know what to advise the hairdresser for future.
Yeah, no advice coming from me though, obviously.
Norwich get the ball in possession. We're into stoppage time. Maybe a chance here for Leeds. They've coughed up the ball. Wilson, Richards, just not going to get there. Wilson not happy that the ball didn't maybe come back to him. It's just been the tale of the last 20 minutes for Leeds. So much potential to every attack, but just haven't got the quality there. Bird floats it to Wilson. Defender's going to get to it first. It will be a very convincing header behind for a corner. And what could be the last action of the first half.
Yeah, Wilson was just a little bit upset with, I think, Richards there. He's slipped him in and then held off his run so he can get the cut back. I'm not sure Richards was on the same wavelength. He didn't give it, and I think Wilson was, like you say, just a little bit annoyed at that. But I don't mind it from Richards. Try to get into the box, just maybe take that extra second of composure and look at all his options.
McFadden to take a right-footed outswinging delivery. Near post was occupied by Brown. Norwich got across. Referee has a quick glance at the watch. Wilson and a few others just standing in the middle of the park to stop any potential danger for Norwich on the counter. Now those midfielders get back in position, and Leeds are just trying to have 1 or 2 more efforts before the end of the half. What a killer blow this would be for Norwich if they could get a goal, as Wilson just tried to bounce off the defender. Referee has to be quick on his feet to get out of the way of Crewe. And they're thumped forward by the centre-back, which was Cresswell.
No chances taken there. A minute to go, was there?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was, wasn't it? He just didn't want to get caught on the ball.
Yeah.
Norwich themselves will try and plod on forward. That's a decent ball into Forsyth, the man that was carded earlier for that challenge. I think Charlie Crewe just let him know that he wasn't happy.
Yeah.
A very unnecessary thigh down the back of the hamstring.
Yeah, for sure. He's just tried to caught him and, like you said, oh, we're in here.
Yeah, big chance. Wilson forward to McFadden. Now one-on-one with the defender, turning across him into the penalty area. McFadden goes, the block. The defender avoids the handball. McFadden tries to dive on it. Norwich scrambling. Keeper a bit slow to get off his line. And in credit to Norwich to defend that quite well, as the first half whistle sounds for the end of the first 45 minutes. An opportunity at the end of that first half for McFadden. We've probably had 5 or 6 half chances, AD, to double our advantage. But your overall assessment of the first 45?
I think Rob Everington will be going there pretty pleased. Great first 10 minutes, we're on the front foot. From that period, probably for about 20 minutes, it was just kind of at either end, no team too dominant. Norwich kind of slowed the game down a little bit, gained a bit more composure. For the last 5 or 10 minutes, we've been excellent, being on the front foot, regaining possession in their half, creating half chances. Maybe disappointed we haven't created another full chance. You know, potential there at the end, right before the second half whistle went. We potentially could have got a shot off on goal. But yeah, overall, I'd be pretty pleased if I'm Rob Everington right now.
Yeah, fingers crossed. The messages are positive at half-time at Carrow Road. It is Leeds winning by a goal to 0. Join us soon on LUTV for second half coverage. Welcome back then to LUTV's coverage of this FA Youth Cup tie. If you're just joining us here, myself, Tom Hill and AD White are bringing you all the action, and it is good news so far. 1-0 to Leeds inside the first 4 minutes, with Wilson thumping home an effort to take the lead, all created by Charlie Crew's inch perfect through ball over the top. McFadden knocked down and Wilson did the rest. We've had a few half chances. The team in full for Leeds: Rory Mahady, Joseph Richards, Coban Bird, Rhys Chadwick, Daniel Tulson, Alfie Cresswell, Max McFadden, Charlie Crew, Marley Wilson, Leighton Brown and Joshua McDonald. The subs are Granger, Billett, Firth, Pickles Lane, Redder and Pirrie. And fingers crossed the scoreline can either stay the same or improve. AD, you were relatively happy with what you saw in the first half. We saw plenty of potential with this group, and without commentating curse, we didn't really see the keeper make a save from Leeds' perspective. But that can all change. We'll just get your thoughts in a second, because Leeds are piling forward, they then lose it. But you just get the feeling, with this game being what it is, we need a second goal. Norwich are at home. The team talk will have worked wonders, I'm sure, for them. We're not 100% comfortable, are we?
Not quite, no. Like you say, second and third, especially the third. I mean, if we can get one, that'd be amazing. But yeah, concentrate and go in, get them one at a time, really. But we've been the dominant team. We've out creating loads and loads of chances. We've had 3 or 4 half chances where a little bit extra quality could have been in. But for the time being, I've been relatively happy. Hopefully we can start this second half like the way we started the first 10 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, misplaced kick out from Caleb Anson in the Norwich goal. It's allowed Leeds to take a throw in relatively well into Norwich's half, but whatever space they had, they've just gone backwards to Cresswell. And this is not a sight we're not familiar with. Rory Mahady was pretty much playing the third centre-back. The only thing differing him was the fluorescent kit. More than comfortable to come off his line. And again, we kept saying about the modern day. We had a quick 30-second rant about shin pads. This is the modern game with the goalkeepers now. If you're comfortable with your feet, a lot of goalkeepers get further than those that are actually better with their hands. And we are using tonight's young goalkeeper as another defender back there.
We are, for sure. And as an attacker, it's like you're the first point of, goalkeepers in the past with long balls, etc. Now you're a playmaker. You are literally starting the attack from a lot of periods. Just going back a minute or two, I was just looking at Norwich's shape initially there. I don't know if they've potentially changed it and gone 2 up top. I was just looking at, I think it was Elliot Miles who was playing on the left, a tricky winger. He looks like he could potentially starting as a 2 up top alongside Mundell Smith, so just something to be aware of and keep an eye on.
Yeah, good spot it is. We see a ball bounce out of play. That's 2 balls on the pitch. Leeds just getting back into a shape. Crew over-hitting that pass. Norwich quite simply restarting with the centre-backs. And goalkeeper, one of those now, is the number 5, well on Reneke. And Leeds pretty intent with the press, force them back. All patient this from Norwich so far. Good header from Cresswell, had to see it late. Got underneath the ball, good towering clearance. So these two, if you missed the first half, met 3-3. Scoreline met at the end of the November. Goals from Wilson, Gray and Chambers. So far Leeds have kept them at bay, but they've got work to do here as they pile forward. Shot comes in, a relatively easy save from that position for Rory Mahady. Having the effort was Miles Bracking, and he would be disappointed that the lack of power he got on that ball, as Leeds have asked McDonald to do an awful lot at left midfield, too much in the end. But the defence and midfield split AD, it was a bit of a panic moment, and I'm sure, without asking him directly, if you're the goalkeeper, you're pretty happy what came at you.
Very happy. Yeah, he's looked like we've just managed to put him onto his weaker left foot there, and he's thankfully not got any purchase on the ball. So yeah, Mahady would be pretty happy. But I think that came from a Norwich throw, and it looked like we just skipped over somebody's foot and they're in.
Yeah, over the top. Mahady's off his line. Maybe could have caught it with his hands, but he's gone for the safety approach first. And whatever he was comfortable with, I guess, is the better option. And clearly, I mean, potential handball looking at it again. But it's a convincing enough clearance.
Yeah, we just need to be cautious of Elliot Miles there, number 11. He's got in there. It looks like he's probably their main threat currently. Tricky. Looks like he's got pace, so especially if they've put him as a striker too up top. So yeah, we just need to be aware of that.
He's out of play for a Norwich throw. There's again a bit of disagreement, and no surprise that Errol Mundell-Smith's at the heart of it. I mean, you think he'd be in a good mood. It's a Friday night, Carrow Road, under the lights.
That's it. Yeah, ref's just having a little talk with.
I'd be delighted if I was him. He's been in a bad mood all night.
Show him what he's about, innit? He's got to ruffle some feathers, I guess, hasn't he? And see how we react.
You know, you've played in the Football League. How many players are good at that and get somewhere with it? You know, centre forwards can be horrible to deal with, and they get under certain people's skin. Clearly, he's made a young career out of it, because it's been his moment. From first decision he made was to try and unsettle Leeds, and he's gone with it all along. So clearly, he feels that's his way to go. I'm sure you could pass on some words of wisdom what to do. There's the man you identified as the danger player. Takes 3 defenders out with the touch. Out for the midfield for Leeds to put the pressure on Crewe in particular, getting to that number 8 in Bracking. The 2 8s going head to head. 5 minutes into the second half. They work it across the field. Bird very happy to see that Pinion misjudged that. But yeah, overall I think Norwich are firmly in this. They've probably maybe started the second half better than us.
Yeah, for sure. First 5 minutes they've been definitely the most on top team. They put us more under pressure. We're playing in our own half. Currently we're struggling to get out of it. They're doing to us what we did to them in the first half. But slight chance for a counter-attack. Good tackle, to be fair, from their defender.
Norwich back in possession. Direct pass, and that is going to be kept alive by Richards out for a throw. Norwich with the throw, taking their time with it. Leeds in the first half were a bit more eager to get set pieces back in play. Nearly fell in the area behind Salahan ball, and I think it did take a slight nick off the hand. The referee was in a perfect spot to notice it, but good timing for us, because again, pressure building on our goal.
Yeah, it just kills the game very slightly. Mahadi's keen to play it out there though and get us on the front foot. Probably not the right time to do it though. That's just the experience, just to slow it down and think, they've been on the front foot for 5 minutes. Let's just gain a little bit of composure and regain our dominance on the game. Hopefully we can now build it up from the back and control it.
In the heart of defence there, Tulson, the skipper tonight. He's managed the game quite well from centre half. First pass he played was a bit risky, he overhit it, gave it away. Since then, he's just managed things with a bit more maturity, kept the play ticking over for Leeds. Cresswell has tried the opposite approach to get an ambitious ball forward. He'll get there eventually to Wilson, thanks to Crewe's interception. Wilson was going in between 2 midfielders, and it pretty much sums up the start of this second half for Leeds. Just not clicking. Potential though in abundance. Leeds, I think, have tried to buy a free kick there.
It's got to be right.
He made sure he's on a yellow card. I think he's done it on purpose, as letting Brown. I think he could have got to that first. He could have got to that first.
Could have been trying to be
mature
clever.
Beyond his years.
Potentially, yes. Smart. Don't get me wrong. There's a time and place for that, and even if he doesn't get any, he's not going to get a card at this time round. But the refs probably acknowledge that, and if I'm him, I'm just putting a word in the refs there as well, just saying, hey, that's another one. Just be wary. Yeah, so he's got to be cautious as the left back.
Yeah, any added advantage you can get, of course, Leeds will try and take it. McFadden flicked on by Brown, falls at Wilson's feet. He's going for it on the floor. It'll fall into the middle. Cresswell goes for it. Keeper onto the bar, tipped away onto the frame of the goal. It will trickle away from danger. How close was that for Leeds United? It's into Crewe. Goes through. Picked up by Bird. There's a cutback option. It's not available. The referee's pulled it back. Great spot, Oidi. And we can get a breather and take a stock of what's just happened.
Nice bit of excitement there. We're just going to watch on the replay. Couple of flick-ons. They can't get it clear, can they? It's a nice save, to be fair. It's not an easy one to make because it just bounces in front of the keeper. If it got an extra couple of millimetres to the left, he probably goes in, and he's just managed to get his hand to it and tip it onto the crossbar and clear the lines.
Yeah, I think Cresswell's shot took a lot more of a deflection than I realised. It's it's actually aided the keeper a little bit, hasn't it? But as you say, he's still had to get across and tip it up. He's done well as McFadden's got the set piece. It's low, across the face and in. Tulsa men have got the touch. They're asking for offside, Norwich, but the centre-back, the skipper, turns away to celebrate. Daniel Tulson, the smallest of touches at the far post. And just like the first half, Leeds United get a goal early doors. Norwich 0, Leeds United 2.
What a lovely ball in that is. It causes nightmares for defenders. Everybody thinks, it needs to be high, whipped in so people can head it. That's a horrible ball to deal with. Bouncing right in front of people, aim for that back stick. If anybody gets a touch on it, brilliant. If not, it goes in. Keeper's planted, can't keep an eye on the ball. There's too many bodies. Great goal and a great ball in. Is it Tolson? Does Tolson get a touch or does it go straight in? What do we reckon?
Yeah.
Tolson definitely thinks he's got a touch.
I mean, that's some celebration to say he didn't.
Yeah, I think he's
I'd be doing the same.
Yeah,
if I'm him, I've touched it, it's gone in. Don't be panicking about it. But yeah, certainly it is a, as you say, it's that. They call it the corridor of uncertainty, don't you? Norwich are like, where's that going? What do we do?
It's a horrible ball.
Keeper doesn't know what to do.
Even if, as a defender, you get a clearance on that, it's bouncing in front of you. It can go anywhere.
Yeah, backwards.
It really can. You try clear it, misclear it, it goes behind you. You never know. So it's a lovely, hard, difficult ball to deal with. 2-0, happy days. Yeah. Now it really is gaining composure on the ball, chilling out the game a little bit, making sure that we're not giving any sloppy balls away and any chances to Norwich unnecessarily.
Out to the right wing for Leeds' perspective. It needs to be kept in by McFadden, and he's done so. Tries to go inside, but again, you're chasing the ball down to win us. The best outcome, you get inside, you get across. Next is a set piece. Yeah,
lovely, smart play from him there. He's good channel ball, got him behind him, like you say, tried to cut back inside and potentially create a 3v1, 2v1, but good defending from the fullback, and it's gone out for our corner. See what kind of quality we can get on this now.
McFadden, drilled ball to the far post, waiting on setting himself was Cresswell. Wilson tries to get it back in the area, then he sticks out a leg to stop Norwich. An important header in defence as well. That was from Chadwick. Bird's back there as well, and just saw a couple of Norwich subs already warming up, and we get into that stage where they're going to have to try and mix it up, because that's a late challenge. And we saw Wilson carded in the first half, and Wilson is pacing back inside his own half to make his opinion heard, and he's going to get a card, is Errol Mundell-Smith.
Yeah.
And we said it earlier about his aggression, try to cause a nuisance. He's overstepped the mark.
Yeah, I think probably the last warning, that for sure. He's very late there. He knows what he's doing as well. He's dead leg for the keeper, unfortunately, for Mahady there. But he's you know what he's about now, Mundell-Smith. I'm sure he's got plenty of quality on the ball as well, but his main asset quite now is just being a pure nuisance for our centre halves and keeper. So hopefully that alleviates that slightly, because he's now on a yellow, and he can't go in as hard as a couple of Norwich subs are now being made. I think number 17 coming on, number 7 going off. Jaden Owen potentially coming on, and Silver's coming off.
We were looking at that in the first half, weren't we? As a late addition to the team sheet. So the change is made. Owen for Chilvers, who in fairness, listen, don't like picking out youngsters, wish them all the best with their career. He was one of the most players we didn't ever mention for Norwich was Chilvers. They've been sort of, the attack's gone through different players, just not been his night. This one is one of those players that's been a nuisance. Forward it goes into the edge of the 6-yard box, and there is an important save first time around. He's got his arm up to apologise for, of course, a poor pass out from the back, and the sub LaShawn Seeley straight into the action. And talk about timing from the Leeds United goalkeeper Mahady to make an important left-footed decision. Sticks out the leg early doors, gets it across, makes sure his team are for now still 2-0 to the good. Wilson doing the same as well. There's maybe a nudge in the back there from a Leeds player, but disguised enough for the referee not to pick it up.
Lovely pressure on the ball there to get them further up the pitch, having to force them backwards.
You just took the words out of my mouth.
Nice.
That is why you're here. Perfect time.
Yeah, lovely.
We're
from Joshua McDonald. Happy days. Yeah, Joshua McDonald's just like a greyhound chasing a rabbit there. He was just forcing the ball backwards, making sure that they weren't going to be able to create any more space to run the attack.
Defender got too tight, and straight away again Seeley, 2 shots in 2 minutes since entering the fray. Towering frame, bounced off the defender.
Has it gone out for a corner there?
Might well have done, took a slight nick, and He's certainly come on. He's got the bit between his teeth, and why wouldn't you with that sort of introduction?
He's used his body there, and he just body checked him and managed to roll him, get a shot off. Lovely play from him, to be fair, but not what we need currently. Now just really be smart, kill the game, use our hopefully a bit of experience.
Simba confirms in the sun for Leeds. As another shot comes in, keeper again. This time they're all high-fiving, but there's a bit of a raucous shout there for them to try and clean up their act and not allow that effort to come in, because they're knocking. I mean, what is that now? 3 shots, 2.5 minutes maximum. But it's totally turned in Norwich's favour. The subs are making their impact known, and it's one of their other players getting in the way. It was one of the defenders. It was Miles going for goal. They take the corner shot. Leeds having to dig in here again. Near post effort into the side netting. Miles bracking, make that 4 shots. Finally, we have a goal kick. And I said earlier, we've taken all set pieces quickly.
Kill it.
We're going to chill out here.
Got to kill it now. Just be smart, be sensible. 2-0 up. They've just had a mad 5 minutes there. Relax the game, kill the game. Away from home. Massive prize at stake here for the next round. Just kill the game, be smart, be sensible. Don't do anything silly. We have played a short one. Okay, putting ourselves under pressure.
Yeah, doing the opposite of what you just said. Doing the opposite of what you just said. Yeah. The deflection goes our way. The clearance a little bit into traffic. Leeds are just about getting out onto the right edge defensively. They're getting bodies across, but they're outnumbered for momentum. They've got the bodies back. A free kick, it looks soft. And it just looks like Norwich have gone, right, we need 10 minutes of absolute madness to get that level, and it's working for them.
It is for sure, yeah. It's just experience and game management. That it comes with age, you know. As much as we want the lads to play out from the back, there is a time and place still to do it. Obviously, modern day football, it's all about that, but to win games, sometimes you've got to do things that aren't necessarily pretty on the eye, and sometimes we've got to go long, get bodies around it, and just have a 5 minutes where we just calm things down and play in their half rather than having a 5 minute onslaught.
Near post, good header away. Toulson, 2 important touches at either end of the pitch, and it's bounced out and cleared away. Leeds have gone for the old school method rather than try to play it out from the back, and I think we're in for a big 5 minutes here. So if you're just joining us on LUTV, it's 2-0 to Leeds United under-18s in this FA Youth Cup. They're away from home in their first game in the 3rd round. Goals from Wilson and Toulson have put them in this position. We will face Brighton if it stays this way, but do not be getting too carried away just yet, because Norwich have reacted. This could be a chance here for Chadwick to go for goal. Keeper spills. He's got every right to go for it. He just had the effort of a holding midfielder there, did Reece Chadwick. Great commanding run. Not the greatest effort across the face of the goal, but that's what we need, isn't it? Relieve the pressure, put them on the back foot. Yeah,
lovely chop inside. I think if you can just go low with that, he gets more of a chance of scoring. It's nice height for the keeper. If he goes low, the keeper has to parry it across goal there, potentially tapping at the far post if anybody arrives late. But no, amazing run from Chadwick. Like to see it, positive, chopped inside, got his shot away, so really positive play. Really pleased with that. Now the opportunity to just get everybody together and just be smart, compose, play out from the back if necessary, and just control the game, make sure we're not doing anything silly and not putting ourselves under unnecessary pressure.
Yeah, it's a case of, I mean, we're learning loads about them, aren't we?
Yeah, we want to play, but we also want to win, and we don't want to do anything unnecessarily that puts us at risk. So it's just game management. That comes with age, comes with experience, and youthfulness. We all want to play lovely, pretty football, and I'm all for it. But,
that was your back. That was your thing at left.
Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, so sometimes it wasn't always pretty, but sometimes it was all right. But yeah, there is a time and place to do it, and we want to see the lads go through to the next round and do well. So let's be smart and play when it's on to play.
Into the feet of Toulson, the skipper, just went to rally the troops with a bit of mature defending. Keeper going long over the head though of Brown, which put it straight back into a dangerous area for Leeds to defend, and they've got work to do here. Richards has been turned. Miles once more causing problems. Richards has to stay on his feet. He does so. Miles gets across again. It looked frantic, but that was great defending. Yeah, excellent defending from Richards. Looks like he almost had been done by Miles there, but he just managed to get back in. Chance for him to potentially dive in. I thought he might for a second. He didn't. Showed good patience and managed to get the shot blocked. It looks like he's just holding his knee, potentially maybe on that shot that he's blocked. He might just opened up his knee. He's stayed down, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's asking for treatment. Even Miles has gone down, so maybe they've actually done the same.
Yeah, potentially.
Anyone that's played, I mean, football in particular, but contact sports, the old bumping of the two knees, that is makes you feel a little bit sick, doesn't it?
Sit to the stomach for a good 10 seconds. Hopefully it is just that and they both get back on the feet, because it's been a nice little contest out there. Miles is a really lively player, brilliant. Richards has stood up to him well. Ideally, can we keep him down the line, stop him coming inside? I say it as a fullback. It is difficult. It really is difficult. Everybody thinks, just keep him down the line. It's not easily done, especially with a play with pace. But just going back to that clip there of that first goal.
Just to ask you that while we wait for this, what is the best ploy? Is that a case of turning your shoulders and quite standing square on? But then if you do that, what's the weakness for that?
The problem is if you give him too much and you've got a pacey guy, it just goes past you, and then he gets inside after he gets past,
which is even worse.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just it's knowing your distances and how much you can give him, and knowing your own limitations, and are you quick, can you get back in, and it's experience as well. But yeah, ideally we want to keep him down the line. He's come in 3 or 4 times now, and he's a danger. What he also probably Richards needs is a little bit of help from potentially McFadden playing out there on the right, just doubling up, making sure that he's not causing too many problems.
Corner to be taken. Near post, just bouncing wide. Leeds get lucky.
Tell you what, they've had some chances in the last 10 minutes. They've probably had the best chances of the game so far. I mean, we've been a little bit more clinical than they have, but for sure they've had some set plays, whatever it's been, shots on goal. Last 10-15 minutes have been, unfortunately, all them.
Yeah, a bit chaotic, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. They've really come out of the gates after that 2-0. I mean, they've got nothing to lose. They've got to go for it now, but we just need to gain composure, and this is when we need to show a little bit of quality in this final third.
Yeah, quality was what McFadden was trying to produce. Very difficult skill to pull off, kick it round the side door and go after it. And especially when you've done it to a sub who's got the fresher legs, which the number 17, Jaden Owen, has. But McFadden goes for a second attempt, and this time he turns him, dinks it towards Wilson, overhead kick! And the keeper tips it over the crossbar. What a goal that would have been from Marley Wilson. And he turns around, you can see how much that would have meant to him.
That'd have been on Instagram later, wouldn't it? Excellent play from McFadden there. Faces up his opponent. Looks like he's going to go inside, shifts it onto his good right foot. Lovely bit of quality and tremendous acrobatics from Wilson. It'd have been an unbelievable goal.
I love how Crew behind him, he's still swinging the volley out as well, as if he's trying to go for it. Such was the power of that cross. It was inch perfect. Another header towards goal from Cresswell. Keeper makes the save. And yeah, I mean, if I'm Marley Wilson,
season, that,
if I'm Marley Wilson, I'm just walking off. Mike, take the boots off. Mike drop. See ya. Goodbye. And it's 3-0. See you in the next round, boys.
3-0 up. Got to be game dead, hasn't it? At that point, they've been a tremendous goal. That
yellow card for a pullback, and no complaints can be asked. But yeah, I mean,
that gets him a first team call up next week. That
it was, but it just shows you, doesn't it, the confidence he's playing with. Yeah. If you're not playing with confidence, you don't try that.
It doesn't come into your head. No. But when you're playing without fear, without any restraint, you just you feel free in your mind, and you just do things that you probably wouldn't normally. But I think great bit of quality there.
The substitute is first off is Leighton Brown, and we turn to one of the recruits. We do have a very young looking bench, and the reason why that is because we have got so many under 16s in that group. It looked like it was Lewis Pirrie that was plodding onto the pitch. It gives us any replay we can of this effort. I dread to think how many replays I would have asked for if we'd have scored that goal, but worth it to see it. It's a striker. He's Lewis Pirrie, a summer recruit, and he has been getting a few goals for the under 18s, so he comes onto the fray. We've got maybe matching up with them, try to get 2 up front. This is not a criticism of Leighton Brown, because I thought first 35 minutes he was really creative.
He was getting in that half space, wasn't he, causing problems.
Is it tiredness, or have they taken him out of the game? But second half, it just hasn't been as an effective night for him.
I think it's just the way it's gone for them. They've been far more dominant in the second half, put on loads of pressure, and it just takes out your number 10. He can't get involved in the game, because when we are getting the ball, we're having to. We no space for him to find it. We're having to go long, pick up scraps. They're immediately attacking. So it's purely a tactical one for me. I thought he's had a lovely game there, and well done to lad. Rest up, and hopefully we see him in the next round.
Yeah, hopefully that is the case. And again, it's all about the development at this level. You look at these players, you think, right, we hope to see them in the 21s in a couple of years. The thing is, when we say a couple of years, some of them have got 5 years, 4 years to get to that. Such is, the age of some of these players, and this journey that they're on in the Youth Cup could be so special for them to start their scholars and make a name for themselves. And great to see Charlie Crew out there. He's played for the 21s. There isn't that air of, I'm a bit better than this. He's put himself about.
Yeah,
he's tried to lead, hasn't he, Eddie, tonight?
He's been fantastic as Charlie Crew. He's quality on the ball, but what's impressed me most is his off the ball work. His positioning is almost like he's ratting about, picking up second balls, and then when he does have that little bit of time, he shows composure. And like I said in the first half, almost like that quarterback role, picking out fantastic balls, especially for that first goal that we saw from Marley Wilson.
Wide for Norwich. Leeds as a unit make their way across. Bird squeezes their leg together at the very last second. No nutmeg on hand there. And the nutmeg of his own. Does that get any better for a fullback?
Not quite, unless you put it in the top bins. You don't often see that, do you? I've been very impressed by him, actually, by Lewis Bird. He's good going forward, good defensively. He's got energy. He likes a press. He's been very solid tonight. So definitely full marks from me. Good work.
You said about Marley Wilson going on the socials with that clip. If I'm Cleban Burt, that's an overhead kick, isn't it, for a fullback? Shut the megs, do the megs of their own. I'll be putting that on the story for a weekend, I think, as Tulson gets across, makes a good challenge for a throw. And it's out with 20 minutes left. We've just steadily stopped the flow of attacks, but I've just got that nervous feeling about me that we might have to get to the 87th, 88th minute before I start to really calm down. Such is the impact this man has made. Seeley, not the best clearance from Richards. It's out to Miles. Goes wide, saved. Great clearance from Tulson. One-handed stop from his left hand from Mahady, and then Tulson races across. He got the second goal. You've got even more of an argument to say that touch is more important.
It is indeed, yeah. I was just trying to say keep Joseph Richards, keep him down the line, and he did, and then he's out forcing Miles on his left foot, and you half open at that point. If he does get a shot away, you've got to back your keeper to make a save, and Mahady does brilliant here. And even better from Tolson, that it's smashing work defensively to just get that foot in, otherwise it's a tap in there. So fair play to the lads. Great work.
It's hard, isn't it? You can't criticise the keeper because yes, he's palmed it back into the box, but he's at full stretch. He can't do anything. He just stopped it from going in.
He's at full stretch and it's come from about 3 or 4 yards away, like very fast, and it's split-second decisions. And I don't think his body shape could probably allow him to palm it that way. And if he does, who knows who's there. So, thankfully Tolson came to the rescue, but it's a lovely stop. Yeah,
really is. Collective work. Just see Rob Edmondson throwing his arms around to try to tell his players to go to the line. So he wants a tactical switch here. Right, maybe they've switched off mentally. Physically, a few of them have run their legs into the ground tonight. They've been so hard-working, Leeds in midfield. And
this is where we just need a little bit of composure in the game, somebody to settle things down, get 3-4 passes in a row, gain a foothold back in the game, because at the moment when we are regaining it, we're going smashing it straight long and they're coming straight back on the attack. So 3 or 4 passes, strung them together, take a couple of plays out of the game and then show a little bit of composure.
Forward it goes. It's into the feet of LaShawn Seeley. Risky pass, nice. Risky for our perspective, but well dealt with, and you wouldn't have known that Richards had a knee injury 5 or 6 minutes ago, maybe a bit longer, because he throws himself to ground, little bit over the plate by Chadwick, runs into traffic. Norwich pick up that loose touch. Thankfully for us, they're not actually going for broke and going for goal. It's into Uriah Jeji. Bird tracks back, offside. Another example of just nice and composed. And it is these moments, just seeing the keeper say to Chadwick, just calm down. He's blowing a little bit. He's the number 4, and why wouldn't you be with the work they're putting in? And this is where we see, I think, Rob Everington's starting to notice that. The coaches know this team better than we do.
Yep.
He's tired. This is where I can make a difference here and there. And the second player off is Joshua McDonald, who hasn't been as effective as he was in the first half. So we have that similar situation where you're freshening things up. You want the players to get the better. It's Freddie Lane one of the two wingers on the bench. Jacob Render is the other.
Like for like, is it, do you reckon? Or do you think there could be a tactical one as well?
Yeah, I mean, speaking to the coaches earlier, said he was a wide player that could well be trying to be as versatile as he could, but he's gone out there. I think they try to, would you say, they've gone like for like with a couple of changes. They try not to break the shape. Chadwick flies in, it's a top challenge. They try to stretch the play and help the counter-attack. Somehow Norwich beat the press, which was about 5 or 6 personnel strong for Leeds. There's a free kick coming. This game's on a knife edge, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That next goal is so crucial. 2-0 up, they're really putting on the pressure. Like I said earlier, they've got nothing to lose now, so Norwich are going for it, and we've just got to ride the storm. And when we do get the opportunity, it could be perfect for a counter-attack. If we could beat their first line of press, then I think they'll be very vulnerable. It's just gaining that composure and knowing when you can play that ball through without risking things. Hang on a minute, what have we got now? Is Charlie Cruz?
Yeah, I just saw
waggling his finger, saying he's just a bit of cramp. Leave me, I'm okay. Maybe.
Don't come on.
When
the referee gave the yellow card, he was shouting something was crude to the bench. I don't know if it was an injury or was he asking for one of those energy gels to see out the game. He was trying to talk to the bench anyway. But as you say rightly, when he went down, he did actually seem to reject the.
Yeah, he was like, "Don't come on," wasn't he? So
the physio. There's a free kick. There's a player on the far side peeling away. Leeds
careful there, yeah.
Haven't reacted. McFadden is now the one that's gone across. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy for us. Just what we want.
It. Yep. Just chill it out now. Let's 15-20 minutes to just calm things down, gain composure, and we've played.
Feels like a while since we've had something like that where the ball is just not panicking us a little.
Yeah, it's almost we're just playing the game in our half, and it really suits Norwich at the moment. They've got all the momentum. They're at home. They've got the crowd behind them. So, it's just like for a little example there, we just turned them very slightly. They've had to knock it out of play. I think, like I said, it just comes down to game management experience. But the young lads, this is where they're going to learn it in games like these, where it's something really matters. And this will do wonders for their development.
Yeah, you learn so much, don't you? Especially in high pressure situations. The youth cup is one of them. Chadwick is there. He was just outnumbered. He had 3 yellow shirts around him. It's played out from JJ to Miles. Richard's the closest player, but he's gone past him. A little pull on the arm. Miles keeps going. It's a block from Bird over the top. Such an important challenge. Leeds are defending as if their lives depend on it. Last minute sort of ditch defending. Players flying across. And I think Norwich have got every right to think, how on earth have we not scored tonight?
Yeah, especially Miles. He's fair play to the lad. He's been brilliant for them. He's been probably potentially their only. Potentially he's been their only threat. It's probably wise now just to, like I said earlier, just really double up on him. Make sure that he's not isolated one-on-one against Richards. Richards has done really well delaying him there, making sure that somebody can get back and cover him. So we just need that little bit of help now. Let's see things out.
Forward it goes to the latest sub onto the pitch, which was Lane. Freddie Lane caught on the ball. Neither sub for Leeds have been able to get too many touches in Lane's defence. He's only been on for a matter of seconds. Norwich have the bit between their teeth, take a quick throw in, only for Leeds to cover. And this is where you start to learn more about how players can organise themselves, because when you're young and you're not getting the messages constantly played into your heads by the coaching staff because the opposition are not allowing it, you've got to almost work it out yourselves. Sometimes you learn by making errors.
Yeah, of course you do. Like I say, it's all about development at this age, but obviously it's nice to win and go through the next round. The more games they play at this, with next rounds for stake. It's even better for the development. So sorry, they're just in.
Break off, Cover Bird maybe struggling with cramp himself as Miles is on the attack. Richards is trying to show him the outside. It's a lunge from Chadwick, falling into middle of midfield. Miles again, scooped effort. Tulson.
Now
he
can
has
we
put in
catch them?
So many interceptions. We'll just break off because they're on the attack here.
There
Wilson is on. He's picked it out. He's already got the clue where the ball's going to go. Will it go across to Pirri? Wilson's carrying on going. He's just run into traffic. Pirri looks across in disbelief. Wilson is down. We can only hope that's not an injury that's going to trouble him, and it's maybe just an impact knock. But he has stayed down, and the challenge came in, and we'll have to see.
Yeah, Wilson.
If as we dissect it, how that play unfolded. But
We'll see now. But
should that ball have gone?
personally, yeah, but I'm not a striker. If I'm his teammate there, if I'm Is it late?
Pre was up there with him.
Yeah, was it Pre? Yeah, if I'm him, I'm not happy, to be honest. And I know what Wilson's trying to do. He's trying to use him as a decoy. He's trying to think, right, this defender now thinks I'm going to play that pass because he's in. He's trying to use him as a decoy, almost being that over-selfish striker, unfortunately. Didn't quite get there, and yeah, I'd be a bit frustrated if I'm Perry, for sure.
That's strikers though, isn't it?
That is, yeah, selfish. And
when he scored 10 in 7.
That's it. Like you say, it's confidence, and he's obviously believes in his own ability that he can do it, and I'm all there for that. But there's times where, like I say, I'm not a striker, that I'm demanding that ball and I'm raging if I don't get it, and unfortunately that's one of them. That could potentially put the game to bed. But like we said, Miles is full of confidence and he backs himself, which I also think is a great asset to have.
Yeah, this is perfect for Leeds as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, not the injury to Wilson.
No, of course
That is the opposite of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What is perfect is just this 30-40 seconds with
just
the
to
energy
calm
gels on
things
board.
down. Yeah.
You do this, you do that.
Yeah. A little bit of instruction on.
Sometimes I think that's what Norwich are unhappy. They thought Coburn Bird was time wasting a minute ago,
right.
which he probably was. But he's just trying to slow things down because players need their breath back. Etherington, as the coach, he's trying to get his players, just over the line. 10 minutes is a huge amount of time in football. The main thing is, from a fitness perspective, Marnie Wilson is good to go.
I think from a fitness perspective, it's also just the game, the build up to the game for these lads. Probably not experienced that before. This is at this point in their career. A lot of the lads on the pitch, their biggest game. So there's nerves, there's anxiety, there's a lot of things going into the game that can affect the legs now and just running out of energy. So yeah, it's wise to just calm things down, get the energy gels on board, and just see out as best as we can.
Yeah, very tough, isn't it? Like the adrenaline running through you. As we said earlier, big stadium to play in. Yes, it won't be packed full, but it's a big pitch as well. So all learning curves for them. Coburn Bird goes forward. He wants a free kick. He's going to get one. Now the issue here, of course, is depending on who the referees are judged to have made the foul. Was unlucky that because the number 9 was on the floor in Errol Mundell-Smith. He is, of course, on a card, but it is Miles Bracking that was adjudged. The Leeds bench were like an orchestra in the dugout, and it was Bracking. It was Mundell-Smith coming in behind.
It's a good foul for him to make in terms of Norwich's perspective.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, it's a professional foul. That take the card. If we go the other end, then score, it's game over. So yeah, professional foul and smart from him.
Yeah, Wilson hasn't had all his own way in the first second half. He's tried a very ambitious back heel. I mean, it was on. Had the sub known it was coming, I think he might have got a free kick because he wasn't hit at the same time.
Yeah, he's
done well there.
He has. Yeah, like I said, he's full of confidence, but it's just knowing when to release the ball there and potentially do too much. Like I said earlier, I'm all for confidence, but there's probably a time and place to do it now, and we just need to make sure we're being sensible, being smart, and like he will learn from that, and the more games he plays, the more experience he'll gather, and the more he'll know when and what to play.
McFadden created a goal, the last set piece, very similar delivery. Nobody bursting at the far post to get to it though. He went for like, did McFadden. And that isn't a bad suggestion either, because the way the keeper stayed planted on his line, Adi, suggests it might have been on had the defenders been able to get there. This player's stretched for the first time in a while. It's allowed Lane to get on the ball. He goes early with a cross. Pirry's trying to get to it. It's just too far in front for the Leeds sub, and he will now burst as fast as he possibly can to get back and put the pressure on. There's Richards, who's having a storming game at right back, and that is a whisker away from being a chest, a header, a tap-in for the Leeds United number 18.
Yeah, it's a lovely ball, just maybe a couple of inches too big. I just can't quite get on it. Maybe if he stretches out a leg a little bit more, potential, but I reckon probably the pace of the ball is just taking it away from him. It's just bounced in front of him, so it's a really difficult one. But yeah, lovely delivery there. Just shame we couldn't quite get on the end of it. Nice tackle, that. Brilliant from Bird, brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, we said it earlier about left-back defenders, you're going to be able to analyse him better. You've already identified him as being one of Leeds' best players tonight. He again if he mistimes that, that's a free kick. It's a card as well. The pace he was coming in at.
He had no choice but to win the ball. If he doesn't, like you say, he gets booked and gives them an opportunity to swing the ball into the box.
Ball in, that is a swing into the box. This time Miles doesn't try and take it himself. Crew just went for a thrashed clearance. AD alongside me is, I think it's the universal sign language for chill out.
Yeah, I think it's just a calm down. He did have time there. He probably didn't get a shout from around him just to say, hang on a minute, just take another touch, assess your options there. It's almost just getting a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious and slashing at things.
Yeah, ball in, it'll fall to the far post. Norwich across the face of goal. It's dragged wide. It's Damari Daly going for it. It took a nick on its way. It will be a corner. We've got about 5.5 of normal time left. I expect we'll get a decent chunk of stoppage as well, with a couple of injuries and the subs. Miles takes it high, hanging ball to the far post. Two Leeds defenders pretty much use each other to get to it. Clearance wasn't convincing as a result. Into the middle of the park, putting the pressure on was Lane. They're forcing them back. At least it's away from goal, but this is the player that Leeds don't want to get on the ball. Richards smothers him immediately, and not sure where he's finding the energy. He's just pulled up with cramp, but now a mistake from Norwich. Pirry's first touch is a little sloppy. He runs into the goalkeeper, and it's just mistakes galore from both sides of the coin there, from both teams. You could have had Norwich counter-attacking, you could have had Leeds making it 3, and there a bit of mature defending from Cresswell.
That was brilliant.
Holds off the attention.
Brilliant.
He's gone a bit crazy again out there.
It has. Just over-egged that first touch, didn't he? That puts the game to bed if he goes through and scores that. It's unfortunate, it doesn't happen, but at the other end of the scale, Arthur Cresswell, really cool head there, composure on the ball, shifts a few bodies, and
it's break off because Crew's turned away, tries to go for goal. Crew tipped away by the goalkeeper. Pirry was there for the cutback, but Charlie Crew,
the game is
confidence.
wide open.
I mean, he took it on. I'm in shock that Mac McFadden got to that. He flicked a header on. I'm thinking goal kick, defender's got this. For some reason the defender let him run at it. Crew's taken them on. I mean, what a touch. Keeper tips it wide.
Does he meg him on the way as well? He shows him. He shifts his hips to show him.
The smile says he did.
Yeah, I reckon so. That's on Instagram later as well. Yeah, he shifts his hips to show him like he's going to shoot. Chops it back the other direction, potentially through his legs. Nice shot on target, and to be fair, good save from the goalkeeper. This is an opportunity again just to chill things down, make sure that we're now playing the game in their final third, keep it in there if possible, and pile the pressure on them. A late goal would be perfect, eh? Yeah,
it certainly would. It put the ice on the cake. Was been a long trip for the players, and the skipper is off. He's asking for energy gel. He's asking the rules. He's trying to reorganise. Of course, he's the main talker as the captain is Alfie Doy. McFadden's set pieces tonight have been relatively dangerous. Let's hope for another one here to seal the deal. Another one towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Flying in was Cresswell. The referee telling the defender that he can't come back on. Now he can, and we have a throw. But again, no rush from Wilson. He's gone out to the left wing, by the way. Lane's like tucking inside him. McFadden's come in as a middle player to help out with Pirry. It's all a bit congested at times when they've got the ball. McFadden's now on the right. They're just trying to, I think, keep fresher players in certain areas. Pirry clearly, someone they want to hold the ball up if they can get it into him.
I think a bit of fatigue's just settling in now, isn't it? Like, not just physical, mental fatigue, decision making.
Break off, Leeds are in. Chance, shot to come in. Keeper tips it over the top once more.
It's nice to see though. Like last 2-3 minutes, we put a bit of pressure on, got a few good shots on target, made the keeper make a save. So yeah, and corners have come from that. So
yeah, I'll just bring up that point about McFadden. They're like doubling up, aren't they, when they've got the ball in this one wing. McFadden's actually the right midfielder, and yet he's further on the left than Lane was, forces the save, and again he makes his way across. So we've pretty much wasted 2 or 3 minutes of attacks here, just trying to pen them in and get a third. Floating ball in this time, headed away. Crew is back there. Norwich do have a player forward. Richards went for the no-nonsense approach, try to smash it into the area. He might now take a card. Yeah. He is. That's a painful one.
Is that Richards, is it, or Wilson?
Yeah, Richards that's chipped away.
Nice little professional foul.
Wilson.
Smart.
Wilson said something. He's trying to stand on the ball. And Marley Wilson's got himself sent off. Real frustration there. He's trying to plead his innocence. I mean, Adi called it 40 minutes ago that he cannot now get involved in anything else. And Marley Wilson looks across as perplexed as anybody as to why, but
it's unfortunate, that really is, because he's been tremendous, and I presume that puts him out of the next round if we were to go through, would it? Or
I mean, it could well account for the league game,
Would it?
Of course, we'll get a confirmation of that. So the clip was from Richards. He knew what he was doing. Wilson just stand. He didn't need to stand on it.
if he stands there and doesn't touch the ball, I don't think he gets booked.
Yeah,
It is really unfortunate.
This is the new season. This is the new rules.
Yeah, it is.
And he's young.
Yeah,
you know. Again, we keep saying it. Sometimes you have to learn by that.
Yeah.
You know. It's a shame. Down to 10 players.
89 minutes. I think he's in his head. He's thinking, he's take it for the team. Do you know what I mean? Maybe not. He doesn't think he's going to get booked. Just delay it as much as you can. And unfortunately, he's the ref's not seen that side of things and booked him for a double yellow, and off he goes. In
behind then. So now all hands on deck. If they weren't before, Miles tries to get past Chadwick, who stood his ground, and he throws himself to the floor. It's sadly not to stop a corner. He was just an inch away from keeping it in. And whether Rob Etherington just puts defenders on from now, mainly fullbacks they've got on the bench in Billett and Firth. And
it's not a spot, that is it?
No, that's not. Good spot, Eddie. As the ball to the far post, there is Bird again with a good header. It allows at least Lane to flick it on. Peary's up there with him. Lane tries to put the pressure on. That's all the way over the top. If Seeley would have realised, he would have had a chance to go for it. But again, Bird, centre half Tulson. Communication between the defence tonight has been really solid.
It's been spot on, hasn't it? Been really, really good. And including Mahady, you know, the back five, as we should say. Communication's been solid, positioning's been excellent. They've been put under pressure quite a lot of times, and you know, thankfully we've seen it out. I'm not going to say it, so I won't say. I was going to say curse to the commentator, so I'm going to leave it.
You've learnt already. You can return, because I've cost us a goal in the past. It's been my fault, nothing to do with the defending. My voice and goal. So we'll speak about that at full time. Norwich give the ball away. Such an important error for us to watch it trickle out. Again, players just taking their time. Norwich are not exactly rushing to get defensively set. Of course, subs will play their part as well. And midfielders just stretch out the legs as we wait for the game to be allowed to get back underway. Referee with the two players that have had injuries checked over like a walking wounded as the 6 minutes of stoppage time signalled at Carrow Road. That was one of those, was the captain in Alfie Doy. Norwich coming forward again, potential for a free kick. Referee lets the advantage go, and it was Gabriel Forsyth getting away from trouble into the middle. Chadwick misses the touch. Cresswell tried to force them away. It was Chadwick's block, and he hasn't shied away from the hard work tonight in midfield. Same for McFadden. There's gaps appearing though. Leeds just has to maybe just try and block off the middle. Down the line they go towards Peary, who's only got one thing in his mind. He's going to the bar line. Can he pick out a teammate? He's trying to go for
keep it.
Baroki's Peary.
Good lad.
Adi wants the opposite approach. As Bird goes to ground. And you want to see this out for 2-0 rather than go and get a third. As Crew, tremendous challenge. What we need at this stage of the game. McFadden wanting to try and draw the foul, doesn't do so. Leeds have now got to try and find us whatever energy source they can with Bird. He flies in. Referee lets it go. It's just turning into a basketball game out there tonight at Carrow Road as Norwich look for 4 or 5 minutes of utter carnage to get 2 goals out of play for a threat.
Let's just see out. I think he's wanting to go inside and get that ball into the box then, and then he looked up and saw he didn't have any options, so had to force to turn back. Maybe if he just turn back a little bit early, give Bird a little bit more time. But let's 3 minutes to see this game out.
Header in the air by Chadwick. Crew gets it. That's a foul. Important. Charlie Crew has just turned to celebrate that as if he scored, because he knows it's 20-30 seconds. Now Chadwick's getting involved.
Steady. We don't need this now.
No, we certainly don't. Keeper's coming up, and this is where Norwich showing their frustration. Leeds are clearly enjoying this. You can see the smiles on their faces, McFadden included. The Norwich players, time is against them. This is the exact opposite to what they want.
Indeed, we just don't want anybody getting booked and sent off unnecessarily now. So if we're going to do it, let's just be smart about it and not say anything too drastic and not pushing and shoving, etc. It's going to get us booked. A little bit of time wasting, kill the game off by all means if necessary, but be sensible.
So the free kick is all that matters. Leeds with the skipper in Daniel Toulson is being told to look after proceedings and have a word. He's also pulling across the 2 players that were having the biggest argument, in which was Damari Daly and Reece Chadwick. And now we'll finally get the opportunity to take this free kick, which I think the goalkeeper's going to take. He is. He's just going to smash it downfield and try and stretch the play to McFadden. First touch keeps it alive at least. He wins a throw. He does. Big call.
Yeah, very big. It surely came off it.
The sub lined up for Leeds. That ball nearly bounced out. It does bounce out, whether the officials have been grateful. I tell you what, Cohen Bird's good at. He is good at rallying up. He's just got the small little things to try and slow the play down. Of course, if this was on the other foot, we'd be fuming.
Yeah, I've seen their. I don't know.
Their managers.
Yeah, he's not happy, is he? A few times he's thrown the ball to him and he's just like let it hit his chest, or he's thrown it and not picked it up and let it run. Yeah, a little bit of a game management, should we call it? Eh?
Yeah, we should call it exactly that. McFadden, the latest player to be subbed and given a rest, Leeds with a looping ball forward. It is Oliver Pickles, one of the under-16s, that is out there tonight in the FA Youth Cup. What a moment for him to be playing in this competition. His first touch is a strong one, although they say that it was a free kick for Crew's challenge as well. Into the final minute officially. I think we might even creep into 97 though.
Yeah.
And we have a free kick to defend. We're nearly, I think many of our viewers, some on the bench will feel that we're in that territory now where clear this and it is good to go, but Norwich have been dangerous from set pieces at times. It's got to be one. It is by Cresswell. He gets himself back in. A slap on the back from Richards. Sliding challenge from Chadwick. He's putting some very important interceptions. Can I ask you, with where the ball is, AD, do you have a contender for your player of the match tonight?
I think it's got to be two for me. Charlie Crew's been fantastic in that midfield. You can see why he's been playing up. And then also fellow left back Coben Bird's been brilliant as well. So for me, though, all players on the pitch have been fantastic, but for me, those two have just been the extra standout. So yeah, I'll give it to both.
Yeah, it was right on cue, because Coben Bird, rather than smash it downfield and give it away, just took some precious seconds off the clock, keeping hold of the ball. Pickles gives away a free kick. We are into the 97th minute, 7th minute of stoppage time. Norwich going across their own halfway line, and the box for Leeds is flooded with defenders. Cresswell steps up. Bird, Tulson, potential handball. Tulson, deflection goes the opposite way. It's hit Crew in the stomach. Norwich are going for it. Tulson has gone for it as well.
There's bodies everywhere.
He's thrown every single part of his body at the ball, and that is why, because there goes the full-time whistle at Carrow Road. It is Norwich 0, Leeds United 2. Progression in the FA Youth Cup for Rob Etherington and his young group, and they did it by 2 goals either side of half-time. Wilson with the first in the 4th minute, Tulson with the second in the 55th. They could have had 3 or 4. Norwich, to their credit, could have had a couple of goals, AD, but that was an enjoyable night of youth football.
It was brilliant watch, to be fair, especially that second half. It was really entertaining. Norwich came out of the blocks. Thankfully, we managed to get that second goal and slow things down a little bit, but the boys did brilliant out there, did themselves proud, and through to the next round, and you say Brighton away.
Brighton away.
So a lovely little trip down for the boys there, down to that south coast.
It's a shame it's not being played close to this fixture. It's got to be played by the 20th of January. Okay. As they could have stayed at this towards the southeast of the country. But AD, thank you so much for taking the time. It's been a pleasure to sit alongside you tonight. And that is it from us here on LUTV. The next youth action is the 21s on Monday. But have a great weekend from all of us here. It's finished 0-2.